indicators in the marketplace, due to their many ways a trader can utilize them in order to execute trades, to define direction, and purely because of the nature of information they provide. Let's take a look at the live market. In this case, let's focus on the currency pair of the US Swiss on a daily chart. Two varieties of moving average are popularly used by traders, and the key difference between these is in their construction. All moving averages are represented by a value, and this defines how much historic information needs to be taken into consideration in their calculation. Both simple and exponential moving averages are used by traders throughout the world of trading. It must be stated that there is no one magic moving average, whether that be calculated in the simple format, exponential format, or whether one value or period works better than another. Not all SMAs and EMAs will appear the same, even if they're using the same number of bars on exactly the same chart. The settings of these averages can be manipulated by choosing different price periods for each of the bars, which together create the average. These periods can be set to use either the opening, closing, or mid-price value of a bar. Therefore, if one trader wanted to apply a moving average to their daily chart, using the opening price as the value to create the moving average, whilst another preferred to use the closing price, then it becomes apparent that the averages will not be the same, and the moving averages will subsequently appear slightly different. This, however, can be considered somewhat trivial in that moving averages are rarely used for pinpoint accuracy, but often as a guide as to where the market is going in relation to where it has already been. There are, above all, excellent trend indicators. A moving average with, for example, a setting of 14 will use the past 14 bars of data in creating an average to form its smooth line. Obviously, as each bar is formed and new data is added to the calculation, the line may change shape and direction. A moving average with a high value will take a lot of past price bars into consideration, and therefore the line may sit well below or above the current price as the result of it representing an average over time. Moving averages are used in many ways in conjunction with other tools from the trader's toolbox. Let's now take a look as traders how we can trade moving averages. In relation to both SMAs and EMAs, there are many variations in terms of different periods one can apply to these formats. For a SMA, if we choose a period of 50, for example, what this is telling us is that it's calculating the previous 50 bars from a given point immediately before the current bar, by adding the closing price of all the bars and then dividing those values by 50. Based on this calculation, those 50 bars are weighted equally in terms of price. For an EMA, as stated, they have less lag, as they apply more weight to the recent calculation of prices. They will tend to respond to a recent price quicker, as in its calculation the values of price are not weighted equally, so therefore places more significance in the most recent prices to reflect that quick response. Let's take a look at how different moving average periods react to price. Let's see what the result is if we place a 10-period moving average and a 20-period moving average on the same chart. As you can see, the shorter period moving average in this case, the 10 MA in green, follows price more closely compared to the larger period MA, in this case the 20 in orange. Due to its calculation, the 10 MA will create less distance between itself and price, whereas the 20 MA creates more distance between price and itself. The reason that this occurs is that the lower valued moving average only uses the data from the 10 most recent bars relative to the slower moving average that incorporates data from a higher number of bars, 20 in this case. For this reason, moving averages with a low value tend to appear much more erratic and move closer to the price than the slower and smoother high-value moving averages. The angle of an MA is very important for a trader to focus on and to capitalize on. Below, we can see the angle indicator, which can be found in the Trader's Toolbox section. This custom indicator is derived from the moving average associated and basically displays the angle of the moving average in motion, which can be used to define a trend. For instance, when the MA is pointing up, the indicator will display a series of green bars forming above the zero line. When the MA is pointing down, the indicator forms red bars below the 0 point. This indicator is crucial in determining an impulsive move within a trend in either direction. As you can see, the indicator has formed higher bars with higher values at this point. This represents a level of steepness. The higher the bar, the more steep the angle goes, reflecting a strong uptrend. Furthermore, the steeper the angle to the downside, the stronger the downtrend is in motion. Overall, the first use of a moving average is to determine a trend direction by using its angle to clearly indicate where the trend is going, either up or down. Once this has been established, there are a number of ways to trade moving averages and create trade setups. Firstly, let's look at an MA crossover and create a setup. Crossovers, like many systems, generally work well in trending markets, rather than within choppy conditions or consolidated areas. However, as traders, at times, we are not aware of what market conditions will arise, so therefore we can only trade what we see and also apply one's criteria to what might occur. Because of their lagging characteristic, a trader should utilize MAs with other tools when trading in the market to determine a position. Let's look at the following crossover setup. The values of the period can be changed to what a trader feels comfortable with. For this example, we will use a combination of EMAs, a 34 EMA, and an 89 EMA, utilizing a daily chart. As you can see at this point, the small EMA, the 34 period, has crossed over the 89 EMA to the downside. Let's illustrate this at the point where this has exactly occurred. Once we can clearly see that the MAs have crossed to the downside, a trader may assume that the market has begun the process of a downtrend. Therefore, direction has been defined, and the trader knows which way to trade. In this case, the trader will sell or short the market. Once this has occurred, an entry point must be established. Generally, wait for a retracement to occur once the crossover has happened to enter the market at a better price. As you can see here, waiting to sell at the point where the market retraces back to one of the MAs can be employed as an entry strategy. In this case, price has retraced or pulled back and hit the 34 MA and bounced off it. A sell order can be executed here once price touches the MA, also placing a stop loss above the higher MA. The 89 in this example may be sufficient enough to capitalize on the trade. Look at how well price has contained below the MA in this downtrend. In terms of an exit, a trader may elect to wait until the next crossover occurs before taking profit. For this example, there was a massive maximization of profit, which was undertaken due to the fact that the profit target was reached at this point. If one compares the distance between the stop loss and the point of profit taking, one's reward is far superior to their risk. If we focus on the following MA crossover point, there is a potential buy or long situation that has confirmed according to this trade setup criteria. Once the crossover occurred at this point, a buy order may be placed at this point off the 34 EMA, and a stop may be placed just below the 89 EMA. In this case, the trader may have been stopped out as the bar closed below the 89 EMA. The great thing about getting this trade wrong in terms of an entry and making a loss is that the risk is so minimal compared to the potential profit that might have been. This is exactly how to trade with sound risk management ratios. Looking at the previous successful short trade, which went on and delivered great profits, compared to the long trade, which resulted in a loss, the wins from the sell compared to the loss of the buy is about 10 times more greater in this example. Secondly, a simple approach in trading MAs is to use a ribbon-like combination of MAs to define a level of trend and then execute the appropriate orders. For example, on the chart, there are a number of combined MAs. For a long, price must close above the MAs after the calculated green zone has been formed at this point. A great entry can be executed either at this point at the top of the zone or at the bottom of the zone for a buy. Look at how well price has been contained above the MAs in this uptrend here. A stop loss for risk may be placed generally below the green zone to minimize loss. A profit target could be applied at either the first breach at the top of the zone or also at the bottom of the zone, depending on the trader's tolerance for risk. At this point, the zone has been changed to red, which signifies a potential change in trend to the downside. Once the red zone comes into play and price retraces to the top or bottom of the zone at these points, a sell or short order can be executed. A stop loss can be placed above the red zone high and a profit target entered at the breach of either low of zone or back above the zone. These trade setups maximize profit potential by minimizing risk factor. Thirdly, pure price trading can come into play when trading with MAs. MAs may be used as filters to determine the trend. For instance, on this chart, the MAs involved have clearly defined an uptrend at this point due to their angle and price trading above the MAs, but also price generally closing higher. Once the direction has been defined from the MAs, we look at entering a buy off previous highs to act as support. In this case, one can use these highs here as leverage to take a long and place a stop loss below the MAs here. A profit target can be placed at the close of price below the MAs here in this case. For a sell opportunity, the MAs must be angling down, and price must be below the MAs. Traders should wait for a retracement back to a significant low to use as resistance to then short the market. This is a great area to go short for this example, but also at this point once price has broken through these previous lows and retested them. A small stop loss is in order above the MAs, and a profit target associated with this trade at a closer back above all the MAs at this point. In order to maximize profit potential with moving averages trading, applying a logical mathematical risk versus reward is essential for capital preservation. In essence, alongside their use as good trend indicators, moving averages have the ability to provide trading signals for those that look for the interaction of multiple moving averages to demonstrate the strength of a move in the market. They are an important indicator and provide traders the tools to defining clear trend direction. as well as the opportunity to create multiple setup for great profits with only smaller losses. This concludes this educational series on moving averages.